Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Fong. Thinking right out here in the lab, and we just about to start a new book. I told you she was coming. The Mysteries of Isis, the ancient Egyptian philosophy of self realization, aka self knowledge, the truth as our ancestors knew it and lived by for thousands of years. All right, here we go. Right here's a 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right thinkers? Know thyself and to Maya be true. We're going to deal with the mystery of ISIS. I got 191 pages of information. I like to do things no different as a teacher. We in class now. This is what I do. We're going to talk about the mysteries of ISIS and the purpose and the reason behind the book. First of all, let's start with the back page. We're going on what they call the path of wisdom, immortality, and enlightenment. You're going to become wise by learning and practicing. You're going to reach the level of immortality when you reach the level of nihas with enlightenment of self, self-knowledge, know thyself. That's what immortality means. When you die here physically, your conscience and your spirit will go on for eternity. That's immortality. That's the concept. The mystery of Isis is the path of wisdom, which was practiced in ancient Kemet, the temples of Aset, that leads you, the aspirant, to what we call resurrection, immortality, and spiritual enlightenment. The word we used, the term was you reach nihas. Now y'all call it Christ conscious, anointment, not nirvana. Everybody got a word for it. Okay, that's fine. But the idea, the work you got to put in to get there, that's what makes it all worthwhile. Why everybody got to do the same thing. No matter what you call it, the work's still the same. That's the problem. But in this volume, documents that tradition and shows the teachings and the disciplines to practice for yourself along your personal path to the goddess of wisdom, which is what I said represent intuitive knowledge that's from within. Okay, but she made her bones when she did what she did. We're gonna study some things. And how about this? This book is 191 pages. I'm gonna start at page 189. I'm gonna give you all this information. There's a lot of information there. Some of it you never heard it before. Some of it I done did do just using the information. But I'm gonna take you from stem to stern. But the end result for what I'm trying to get you to, I'm gonna give it to you right now. So we're gonna cheat. How about this? This is what they call it. When you gotta do a lecture, what you gotta do a report. You just get the last bottom of information. The cheat cards they call them. So I can't keep the name of it right now. But in school they did all that. So they would go get the review and get the person critique of what was and take his summary. Okay, all right. Compendium, I think it is. All right, the breakdown. So let's talk about the goal for right thinking philosophy and the whole purpose of what I do is to come to the realization of acquiring wisdom. for yourself. My wisdom does you no good. Your wisdom does nothing for me. My ignorance does me no good, and your ignorance does you no good. See where we're going with this? So let's talk about the goal of this book is to get you to realize this. So let's start from here. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a minute. I got 2 pages of information. But it's all good stuff. All right, let's rock. But this is the more advanced. Everybody not be up with this, but make a difference to me. I just put it out there for you. Let's rock. The realization of wisdom. How do you realize, when do you realize that you're wise? I consider myself a wise man through my experiences and my knowledge and understanding of life. That's where my wisdom comes from, experience. Let's see if I'm on point. The practice of wisdom yoga, okay, leads you to intuitional knowledge from within. Intuitional knowledge means what? That through the daily practice of purification of your mind through meditation, listening, reflecting, and meditating upon your teachings. I study daily. That's just me. And if you're in school, in the education system, that's what they do. They focus on what whatever the class lesson they got to do. They get the books, they study. That's what I do. Okay. So a spiritual aspirant, which is all right thinkers, what you are, has gone beyond the realm of just mental thoughts and regular concepts and has realized what? The truth in the teachings, esoteric meaning within him or herself. It is the experience that goes beyond rationalization. You ain't got to, it makes sense to it now. The experience is what you're trying to get to. They call it the mystical experience, the enlightenment, whatever it is. But that's transformation. When you have that for yourself, and it's all right here, and that's what it means. Therefore, it is not the knowledge, no, that comes from the information in the books. I got a whole bunch of book knowledge. No. This experience is the knowing by what? Having your own experience. I just told you that. As opposed to what? To believing or to thinking or logic logic, and you, the aspirant, have discovered what? You ready for this? God by intuition, meaning it came internally. You didn't go outside yourself to find yourself or thyself. It's right there telling you. But remember, this is the end result of all the stuff you've already been through. So just I'm gonna give you a little heads up. All right. But your mind, once you master it, once you learn how to think right, once you put everything in perspective, realize the symbolism, and recognize the esoteric meaning in things, you will see life as a whole different perspective. Why? Your mind is so subtle now with knowledge and wisdom, it can peer through what? All the world's illusions of the world and the ego that veils Aset, ignorance. You can't know Aset, Isis, if you're ignorant. Oh, I forgot to read the open paragraph. And she tells you, hold that thought right here. I got to get you because this is what this means right here. She tells you in the beginning, and this is what she said. Aset, am all that has been, all that is, or shall be, and no mortal man have ever unveiled to me. The esoteric teaching there is you don't see her with these eyes. These eyes are ignorant to the what? Insight and internal or the spiritual concept that we're trying to get you to philosophically understand. And it says, Dua Aset, Dua Aset, Dua Aset, Dua Aset. The Dua sign is this. Mason, sound familiar? Okay. As a Mason, they tell us in the 1 degrees that that's the sign of astonishment. And makes sense. I didn't argue when they taught it to me. I taught it, so I didn't. That's what they say. Again, when you think you got something, this is what it is, sign of astonishment. And because they put it to you where it makes sense, they present it when the sun, at high noon, when the sun shone on the pyramids, the gleam is so high, so you had to shun your eyes. Again, makes sense, got you, understood it. But the true doing side is the worship of to God, and we show you right here. They tell you dua, aset, and dua, amun, dua. Everybody here dua, that's giving praise to them. Dua, Maya, my favorite. Okay, that's my favorite. Okay, the respect for Maya. You hear me every day. Give her hers. That's my girl. But Isis is a form of Maya from intuitive knowledge and wisdom. It was from a female perspective. And you find God with intuition. That means it's internal. He ain't outside you. You can't find God outside of you. Sorry. The mind is that subtle to where now it becomes what? Internal sight, your third eye vision. So the universe is the goddess and the human heart is the goddess. Wait a minute. The universe is the goddess and the human heart is the goddess. Love is an emotion that most females, they do what? They use the one side hemisphere, is that right side. That's the creative, the emotional side. That's the feminine side. That's what they tell me. I know that. And everything is symbolic. There is no difference. Okay? This knowledge, again, this knowledge, what's this? Intuitive knowledge cannot be known by mere mortals, meaning the ignorant person, but by the one who has transcended individuality, himself or herself, through the understanding and has realized that there is no individual me, no I. There is only the goddess in the form of human beings, okay? Wisdom to go beyond wisdom. Human beings. Excuse me. Plants, stars, as well as intelligence, love. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Righteousness and truth. This is the highest goal of wisdom. Those are qualities that you have to exhibit, master. To go beyond wisdom itself is the higher. Yeah. Why? Is to now know God by becoming what? One with God. About to run. I'm about to feet. Feet don't fail me now. I'm about to take off. Do you know what that means? Again. Wisdom is experience from having experience, whatever it is. But when you experience God, that's the highest level. That's what this whole game is about. Ding, 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 ding. Jackpot. You win the booby prize. What's that? Eternal life, immortality. God was always in the heart of his creation, still is, always have been, but this process of what we call spiritual practice, following spiritual disciplines, a philosophy, does not bring God to what? An aspirant. Rather, it allows you, the aspirant, to now discover God who has always been there for themselves. Calm down. Yeah, I'm getting excited. I guess because this is telling you. Can't make it more clear. That's what I'm reading. I can tell you this, but no, I'm reading it to you. I learned it myself. But once you experience it, you can holler and shout till you get hoarse. Okay, I'm doing just that. Why? I want you to hear me. Sorry. Thus, a wisdom yogi. That means somebody who practiced, and I am that for 15 years. I'm fully aware of meditating in yoga, in the practice of each category mastery. A wise yogi is never disturbed by what? You ready? By the world. I told you, maintaining your cool in any situation that you don't control, you just control you in any situation. And that's what the yogi teaches me. No matter how involved in action you may seem to be, your mind is always immersed in the thought of what? God. I'm God conscious. I'm God conscious. Your mind is constantly on the divine, and therefore no objects, no situations, no worries, etc. of life have no effect on you. I tell people, I'm drama free. Why? I don't get involved in people's business. I don't have a whole bunch of friends who do a whole bunch of nonsense that I ain't got nothing to do with me to involve me in any nonsense. I ain't got time for that. I don't miss that at all. Oh, you miss socializing? Nope, not a bit. Not one bit. If your whole life is about socializing, that's what social media is for. Y'all love that. I don't partake of that. What? I got this. Moving on. Where we at? Social media, y'all just sharing a whole bunch of. I used to take pictures of my food. I've been there, done that. I'm saying to myself, boy, yeah, they had you. Yeah, I was in. Again, when you no longer do something that you used to do, that's your choice. That's all. I stopped doing a lot of things I used to do. So that's just one of them. All right, moving on. You're going to go through relationships, friendships. Trust me, they're all the same. Moving on. But where we at? When you get at that level within yourself, Supreme Peace Hotel, things don't bother you like they used to. Again, I have that wisdom that I can live that now. I don't just teach it, I live it. Most people live, perfect segue, live according to what? Their egoistic understandings. I point to that guy all the time. Why? He was as egoistic as they come, and he didn't try to change. He wasn't changing. He relished in being who he was. I'm nothing like him. Okay, I'm not like him. We look alike, but that's where the similarities stop. I wanted to be like him in my younger years, so I remember that's me being him. That wasn't me being me. That was me being him. Okay, I understand that. But when you live in that life, understanding of the world, now they believe, watch this, that the world is the reality and that they must what struggle in the world. Don't trust nobody. Everybody's against you. Mentality. In order to achieve any happiness. Never well if yeah, he likes stuff. So he stayed happy while he surrounded himself with stuff. I call it stuff. Toys, motorcycles, all that stuff. That's stuff. You know, he like a jacuzzi, more stuff. Big screen TV, Joker ball, stuff, pinball machine, stuff. This house full of stuff, like in the damn museum, okay? That wasn't my thing, never will be. But I saw it. So I know that. I saw it, okay? Thus, they are what? Constantly thinking of what? The past. I just told you we suffer from our past, our memory, and our imagination. But they suffer because they think of the past with either what? A feeling of longing to return to good days. On his deathbed, he said, we had a hell of a run, didn't we? Yeah, but I'm still running. You the one about to give up on the race. I'm still in it. But yeah, we got a hell of a run. Father and son, crimes, partners in crime. That was his dream, I guess. But yeah, okay, it wasn't mine. All right, but I was part of that, so yeah. But you always long to return back to what the good times. But sometimes the thought was joyous or with regret. Okay, it ain't always good over something that they thought was negative. Also, they think about the future. Here we go. The memory gets you now the future with longing to what gain something, obtain something, to fulfill their desires with what expectations of acquiring stuff. Never not wanting nothing but stuff that they will what achieve some state of happiness when they obtain what stuff. When something that they consider to be good may happen or they may obtain it. Again, stuff. Spiritual people don't live in stuff. Wrap it up for you. So I'm good. I see the clock. But okay, hold on one second. I'm about to hit it. Hold on. Yeah, excuse me. Stuff. People who acquire stuff, that's all materialistic. I'm a spiritual type of dude, hence a sage. I ain't got my hat on, but I want to have my hat for this one. A sage, watch this, who has practiced and mastered the yoga of wisdom, does not care for what the past or the future. So I have no suffering from my memory or my imagination. I just gave that lesson. This is perfect. And since these are understood to be what? Illusions of one's mind, like a passing dream. Only eternity is real. And that's where the purpose of us learning what we're learning, we can reach that level consciously and live on and ever in our consciousness in the afterlife, being conscious of who we are. But the goal is to become conscious of that through the experience and the practice. And watch this. We know that it's just as real as reality. Reality of the mind, excuse me. Only eternity is real. Just as the reality behind a dream is the dreamer himself, you. And through the what? Enlightened mind of a sage, or my right thinkers, now you yourself can experience what? Eternity, immortality, become one with God, and that's the ticket. And at any moment, with a simple what? Thought. Thus, a sage, aka right thinker, wakes up from their human illusions of their dream of the world and of individuality, the me, the I, that's gone. A sage does not regret anything or long for any future development because of his or her, again, equal opportunity, has attained what? All that there is to attain. They got that guy, but sure, this is what he's telling you right here. He's saying the same thing. And that's what they call the divine communion with your inner self, your higher self, aka we call it God. Sorry about that. I'm gonna take it on home now. I'm getting a little excited. So I'm almost there. Let me see what I got left. Oh no, we ain't even close. So strap it on, get comfortable. I ain't done yet. Let's go. So a sage does not covet objects. I just told you, I'm gonna leave you books. I got no stuff. I don't do stuff. Okay, I got nothing symbolically that no. I got my jersey over there. I got my yacht stuff over here. Right here. That's what I got right here. The thing that I own is minuscule. Mine pretty much to nobody but me. So I don't have nothing of value. So everything I got, I give to you in knowledge and understanding. I got nothing saved up, stacked up. Moving on. But sages do not covet objects. That's my point. To go all the way around just to make that clear to you. That's why I'm filling the bill. I'm doing just that. I don't covet objects. I'm trying to tell you. Outside of my books, the most possession thing my most possession thing is my books. Personally, for me, I got toys. I don't do toys. I don't do stuff. Again, all right. But since a sage has experienced oneness with the divine, whoa, that's my point right there. I have experienced oneness with the divine. Hence, that's what makes me a sage. And it encompasses all objects. The objects of the world are understood as what? An experience as part of one's own self. How can one desire what one has already? If you got, you have everything. You know everything. You're not ignorant, and you have everything you need. What's there to desire? You suffer because of your desires. Once your desires are gone, you no longer suffer for things that you don't have, you used to have, you might want or didn't get. Those things are gone. Don't mean nothing. That's what sages understand. And it's all here. The path of wisdom means what? Means eradicating, getting rid of the idea of one's ego. Told you that ego's a bad man. And this also implies that the distraction of your lower nature, that thing between your legs, it got a mind of its own. It got a head, but it ain't got a mind. And all it wants to do is what it wants to do. It ain't thinking twice. It could care less if you cover it up. He don't give a crap. Understand that? So you might want to use this one and not that one. Okay? Most people get in trouble with that one. Trust me. Been there too. All right. But your lower nature, and it's really considered demonic. Pleasures of the flesh for just pleasures is considered demonic. Okay. When you got a wife and y'all intimate, that's intimacy. But when you go into the house of ill repute, whole nother story. Okay. But they're there for that purpose. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Moving on. I'm not here to cast aspersion. Simple as that. Moving on. They're called pleasures for a purpose. Those people who seek pleasures, those people who give pleasure for a price. Moving on. Oh, it ain't never free. It ain't never free. Moving on. Okay. Demonic qualities included. These are the qualities that they deem demonic and egotistical. Anger, quick to get upset when they don't get their way. Hatred, don't want nobody to do no better than them. Greed, always want more than what they have. Lust, ooh, if it looks good, they want it. Okay. Covetousness, they will sneak, creep, and cheat. Hypocrisy, they'll say one thing and do something else. Sound familiar? Jealousy, that's a quality that most people who are insecure in themselves will be jealous of everyone else. These are all negative, satanic, egotistical qualities. I can go on, but I will stop there. All of this is possible. Why? Because the underlying ignorance of oneself, of your mind, has been eliminated. When you eliminate all these negative qualities, doing those things no longer excites you. I don't do the things that I used to like to do. I thought I was good. Don't gamble, don't drink, don't smoke, don't run around. Don't do none of those things. All of a sudden, you missed the perfect. No, I just missed the right thing. I'm doing what's right by me. I don't care what you do. Again, but that's the path of wisdom, making decisions based on what's best for you. And it bestows a formidable mental power, okay, which now can manifest as you practice it and using it as a towering intellect. I think before I talk. I think before I act. I think while I'm talking and while I'm acting. So I'm thinking all the time. And when you're thinking all the time, you got to be what? Thinking right. That's my little hook. But this implies that your ability to expand in the powers of what? Memory, intuition, and understanding. These are the fabrics of creation as well as human nature. Those are the good qualities. Also, a sage can exert control over one's power of what speech. Why? By thinking first. I just told you I think before I speak, so as to never utter evil or wrong words, evil or wrong or unkind words, and to have the power of speaking the truth, aka we call it makaru. In artistic manner, I can articulate and express myself without being vulgar, disrespectful, or rude, which people can understand and hopefully assimilate. I give you this so that you can use it. A sage, again, of wisdom can exert immense control over his or her emotions. Right there. A lot of people think I'm cold. No, I just have control over my emotions. I'm not going to let my emotions make me fall and crumble and all that. And I'm not doing that. And my emotions are good servants, but bad leaders. So I don't let them lead. Simple, okay? You know that guy who good in the group? Keep him in the group, okay? Keep him doing what he do. Don't take him outside his role. That's all. If what you do, do that. Moving on. But this means the power to control the manner in which your personality manifests in the world. You control how you walk, talk, and act. You control all that. Though what? Though remaining internally at rest, meaning at peace, and detached from the world. Be in the world, but not of the world. That's the concept. And from people at all times. I don't give a damn about nobody. Personally, I've always been that way. I didn't know. I mean, not said it to be facetious, disrespectful. I concern with me. Only thing I can control is me. So my concern for anything outside of me does me no good. That makes sense philosophically. See what I'm saying? Don't, oh, you just kind of hard. No, I don't give a damn. Why? Ain't nothing I can do for you or about you. Enlighten, teach, inspire, motivate you. Yeah, but other than that, I got no say so in your matters. Through remaining eternally at all times detached. At any moment, the sage can display compassion on one hand, sympathy on the other, and if need be, anger or peacefulness as the situations of life require in order to either help or encourage or more oftenly teach others on that same spiritual path, aka my right thinkers, those who follow me. I'm showing you, I'm telling you, I'm giving you everything you need that you can do for yourself. I'm about to take it home. I see there's no more stuff to go, but I'm going to make another lesson. So right now, also, a sage is free from what? Grief. How you get free from grief? Since there is no more death or loss of any kind to worry about. If you claim to have control of your emotions and your mother died and you freak out, you didn't have control over your emotions. See what I'm saying? So don't claim something and then when it's time to show, it ain't there. That means you didn't have it. Okay? I'm practicing to conduct myself in a manner where I won't have to worry about that. Why? I'm going to do like I say, maintain. Okay? A sage of wisdom, again, that word, is not subject to pettiness, okay, or to the opposites of human vanity or selfishness. I offer a selfless service doing what I'm doing now for you, and that's going to be less. I'm going to start right here. I got a little more to go, but I see the clock. I'm going to hold it right there. 30 minutes is a long time to keep your attention, so I appreciate you tuning in. I'll be right back with the rest. But in closing, right thing, may you all live to be 100, me, 100 minus a day. So I'll never know that my right thinkers who realize now what self-realization of wisdom have passed away. I'm giving you good information. Hope you use it.